Alright, so today I'm going to be watching a short film. Not just any short film, the very first short film that I ever made. So, yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this. So I thought I would watch this because I remember it being very cringe inducing and very bad. And I haven't seen it in a very, very, very long time. And I'm of the opinion that you kind of need to start making trash in order to eventually get better. So that is exactly what this is. And this movie is objectively horrible. But in a way, I am thankful that it exists because it propelled me to go on to make better films. So there's that. So without further ado, let us watch natural horror. Okay, let us begin. Andrew Schaefer presents. Shattered Glasses production. Okay, so this is where the Shattered Glasses name came from. So this was the first time I ever called something a short film I made a Shattered Glasses production. And the story behind that is initially I was thinking, oh, if I do a horror movie, then I'll call it a Shattered Glasses production. But then if I do like a drama movie or something, or a romance movie or an action thing, I'll call it something else. But then the name after that sort of just stuck, where I was like, yeah, I kind of just want to stick with Shattered Glasses production because it's unironically a really good name. So that's kind of the one one good thing from this movie is that name. So we can continue. Natural horror. Okay, so I'm not gonna play all this because it's way too long, but essentially what I'm doing in these first, how long is this? Gee, it's like 2 minutes. Yeah, so the first 2 minutes of this, I'm just showing a bunch of random B-roll that of stuff that like vaguely looks scary and vaguely unsettling. I mean, some of this is like pretty nicely shot, but like it doesn't say anything. Like it doesn't really mean anything at all. Like if I go to where is it? Like 114. Like this is actually shot really well at 114, but it doesn't really matter. Like it doesn't really say anything. It was just literally like, oh, I want to get this random B-roll shot that looks kind of creepy, and that was it. Like that was the entire reason for having any of these B-roll shots. So it kind of just eats up the runtime because I didn't really know how to pace movies back then at all. So we can just go to 202 since that's when stuff actually starts. Okay. Oh man. So what I'm doing here is essentially I'm trying to make it seem like there's an intruder trying to break into the house, but it just comes off very corny and awkward. Like this part, it's like, what am I doing? I know, like, I'm trying to make it seem like I'm breaking into the house, like, let me in, but like the way I'm doing it, it just comes off like I'm just like patting the window or something. It doesn't work. It's so cheesy. Like, what am I doing? Oh, and then here I am. Yeah, there's how old am I? Like 15 there? Yeah. There's so much wrong with the shot. Like there's just so much wrong here. For one, like the closet's open. Like I'm not even in frame. My head's being cut off here. The shot's like very like grainy and bad looking. Also, it's continuity wise, it's very clear to me that this was shot at night because there's no light coming in from the windows, and the windows are all down here. So it's very clear this was shot at night, even though the shot before this was shot during the day. So it's very funny. But... Also, I look at the camera there. Like, there's a split second. You can, yeah, I look at the camera at like 2:34. I'll pause it. Yeah, I very clearly look at the camera here. And I guess I just didn't notice that because I'm like, I just cut off, but anyway. Oh, that's funny. The music unintentionally synced up with my action there, where I turn around. That's funny. God, my bed looks so bad there. My bed looks so, like, messy and dirty. I didn't clean it before I did this. And there's also just, like, a water bottle for no reason. That's really funny. Oh, and then here's the plot. So essentially what this was I was playing a horror writer that was struggling with writer's block. And he was trying to come up with a horror story, but was having a tough time. And so what I was trying to do was bring in, like, real world horror, where this guy was trying to break into his house, and then he would think that this is real life, but then he'd wake up and it's a dream, and then that would inspire him to write a horror story, which seems like a good concept, but not very well executed. Why did I include this? Like, I don't need this shot at all. It's yeah, I could have just cut right to this. I could have just cut right to this and you wouldn't have missed it. Like, legitimately. You wouldn't have even... It would have been so much better if I just cut right from the shot of him writing to this. Or even if I had, like, shots of, like, paper on the ground and then cut to the trash can. But I don't think I had that. Yeah, you can clearly tell this is nighttime. Like, I'm not fooling anyone. It's so clearly nighttime there, but okay. Also, I don't know why I was doing this weird thing where I thought, oh, I need to fade out every shot. It's like, no, it comes off so just annoying, and it doesn't flow well at all. It would have been so much better if it's just like a hard cut. Also, these shots go on for way too long. I feel like I just put, like, the raw footage into the timeline. It was just like, okay, here we go, and didn't trim any of it. Because, like, what was I doing? Like, this is so long. It could have worked if I had this shot here, where, I'm gonna mute this, where I look here, and then I do a hard cut to me here standing for, like, 5-10 seconds. Or probably 5 seconds, really. And then cut back to me like this, hold this for like a little bit longer, and then cut back, and then cut back to here where I'm like, wait, what? Cut to this shot at 3:17 where I'm like, wait, what's going on? Where'd he go? And then I cut to this, and then I would just hold on that, and then just go to the next scene. That would have been way better, but I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, I gotta unmute it. Here we go. Oh, more creepy hand footage. Here we go. I love how with this you can clearly tell, like, everything about my house because I'm walking around the entirety of it. The one positive about this movie is like, I mean, some of the shots are pretty okay, but the music is pretty good. Aside from this part here where it repeats. Yeah, because I think this was like a 3 minute or something song, and then this is a 6 minute movie, so it just, I had to stretch it. So in doing that, I had to repeat the song. So that's funny. Oh, here I am again, and I still haven't learned my lesson. I still am, like, my head is cut off. So, at least I closed the closet door. So there's that, but... But this shot, you can clearly tell is during the day now. So it just doesn't work. So, anyway. I feel like this shot would have been better if I had this shot where I'm like, what am I gonna do? But then I cut to the writing and have like other B-roll things and maybe have like a calendar where it has like a deadline for like when he has to have this done by. Because otherwise, I don't really care. There's no urgency. It's just me being like, oh, how am I gonna finish this? It's like, I don't care about this. Like, what? Give me a reason to care. All right, so I skipped ahead a little bit because it was getting very, very, very boring. So we're at the precipice of what is happening, the culmination of the plot, where the villain is meeting the, I want to say the protagonist, but we don't really know anything about him. So these two characters that we collectively don't know anything about and don't care about are meeting in this next scene. So, funny story. When I showed this movie to my dad, he was like mildly amused through most of this. And then we got to this scene and he just like straight up laughed at it, which obviously wasn't my intention. I did this scene and I thought, oh, this is really spooky. But the problem with this scene is it's the same with like most of these shots, is it's just so awkward. Where it's just held out for way too long. And also the problem with this scene, or with this shot rather, is that I'm just moving around too much. Like, what am I doing, dude? I'm just like doing this whole thing. Like I can't like pick what I want to do. I should have just like stayed still for the entirety of it, but instead of just like doing this whole thing, it's like, what am I doing now? Oh. Oh, this part's funny. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then the most abrupt part, I just randomly get a gun. Also, am I looking in the wrong... Is my eye line wrong? I think it is. I'm pretty sure my eye line... Yeah, my eye line is so off. Because I'm aiming it, like, here, but I was looking, like, directly ahead. So I don't know what I was aiming at, but... Yeah. Oh, and then I wake up. It's 4:18. That wasn't actually 4:18 a.m. I got that from, like, a stove, because it had the time on it. And it was, like, 4:18 p.m. or something. Andrew. You still haven't learned your lesson! Man. Did I not look at the camera? I must not have, because, like, if I did, I would have seen I wasn't in frame. because like I literally you can't see anything. It's just you can see my mouth, my chin, and my nose, but you can't see my eyes or anything, or the top of my head. Okay, so for those that are confused, what just happened is essentially Jim Brooks, which is the character's name, I don't know why, but it is, he wakes up from a nightmare and is like, oh, I know what I can do. I can write a horror book about this nightmare I had. It wasn't explained well because I wasn't really in frame for most of it, but yeah. Okay, cut. Cut. Okay. Yeah. So, what's funny about this to me is if we go back to when the book shows up, natural horror you can kind of pick out, but there's something else here that's written that you legitimately cannot read. I think it says a new horror novel. Let me go back to that. A new horror novel. Wait. Yeah, I cannot even read that because it's not bolded or anything. This says novel, but I don't know what this says. I think it says horror, but yeah. Anyway. And then there's the character name, Jim Brooks. Oh, yeah. So I put like masking tape on these two parts here, but then I just didn't do it for this. Probably just because I was like, I just need to get it now. I just need to get it now. So I don't need this shot. You could have just ended it there. Okay. Good job, Andrew. You did it. It kind of sucked, but you did it.